Notorious, notorious. No, no, notorious.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Geek Pit Live. Here we are, EMC World 2016. Joined with actually one of my good friends, Mr. John Madden, who is part of the CTO organization within the Core Technology Division. Yep. He's got a demo of some software that we'll be introducing later this year. And it's really all around helping with doing migrations and being able to take applications that are running on one system and being able to move those completely non-disruptively to another system as part of a tech refresh, as part of just balancing resources. But in the past, there's always been a fair amount of pain associated with that because in a lot of cases, there's some disruption to the application, to the users in doing that. And one of the things that customers have been asking us for quite a while is to help address some of that unavailability that's required to do those types of things. So this is something that is not, a trivial operation and something that we've been working on for a number of years, and we're getting ready to go ahead and introduce it. Yep. So John, what do we got?
So Scott, thank you for the introduction. That's great. What we were trying to do here was with VMAX specifically, what we'll be able to do is go off with VMAX 3 and have the ability to suck data off of a VMAX onto the VMAX 3, allowing the host to see the same volumes, therefore, the same IDs, therefore doing it non-disruptively, just by using multipathing.
And that's the whole trick, right? It's not necessarily copying the data from one machine to another, because I think we probably, if we were counting them up, we've probably got 26 different ways to actually copy the data. Yep. Where the pain point is that it's at the host of the application level, because once the data is copied, you then have to point to that new copy, and the way that that data gets presented into the environment is typically associated with the frame or the system that that application is actually running off of.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. So what we've done is actually taken the device ID, the presentation that the host knows, and brought that along.
Okay, so show us how it works.
Okay, great. So let's step in here.
Okay.
So what we're showing up here is we figured what we do is walk you through the user experience using Unisphere for VMAX.
Okay, and this is where this piece of functionality is going to run from, right?
Absolutely. It's available also in SimCLI, though.
Okay, okay.
Right?
But if I have Unisphere, this is going to be an option that will be available to me. So if I want to do these types of things, I no longer have to go outside of the element manager in order to do that. It becomes a workflow that is basically baked in to the software.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. So in this case, let's say, for example, the array that's on the upper left-hand corner is my actual VMAX. And I'm trying to actually migrate the application non-disruptively, as we've been talking about, down to the array on the bottom right, which is actually my new VMAX 3, or all flash.
Okay.
Okay? So to do that, what we want to do is go in, and we go to the actual VMAX, we find the storage group. In this case, I'm going to migrate my finance database.
Okay.
So let's take a quick look about, how are we actually currently running I/O to that application? So you can see here very quickly, the host is just running I/O directly to the VMAX, and we've pulled in the VMAX 3, but there's no actual connection to that yet.
Right. Okay. And we can tell this is an engineering diagram, right? This is
absolutely. This is straight off the press.
Did you do this on your own?
I had a little bit of help.
Okay.
You know me in drawing things, right?
Yes.
Okay. So really, there is some plumbing that has to be put in place, right? So we need to be able to put the RDF, a dynamic RDF group between, because we're going to use RDF, Symmetrics RDF, to be able to do the data migration.
And the RDF, that's basically the connections between the two systems that helps us copy the data from point A to point B.
Absolutely, okay. Fantastic.
Got it.
You got it, that's fantastic. And then you also see that we've actually created some zoning or some connectivity between the host and the FA ports of the VMAX 3.
Because we have to take the host and we have to, obviously it's pointed at the current storage, the source device, but we also have to go ahead and connect that into the target device, so once we copy it over, we can then take the host and point it to the new storage.
Absolutely correct, and in fact, that piece of information right there helps us automate the entire process. Let's take a look at that, right? So again, we're going to go in here to actually start the migration or create a session. We're going to select the storage group itself. We're going to hit the migrate button and then walk through a wizard. So what we're doing here is selecting the target array, the VMAX 3 or the all flash. Right. In this case, it's an all flash. I select the array, and here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to, on your behalf, we're going to create all the objects in the VMAX 3 to actually bring that data across and present that data as part of the VMAX that you're actually coming from.
And I think that's an important thing, because not only does this help from a non-disruptive perspective to basically be able to move the application without having to take any kind of an outage, but the whole workflow is automated. Because especially if you're doing large-scale migrations where you're not moving one application but moving dozens, sometimes hundreds of applications, you know, this is a very manual process. It's very complex. There's prone to make mistakes in doing those types of things.
Absolutely. We've had this ability in the past, but it's been very manual to your point.
Okay.
We've taken all that manual and we've just scrunched it down for and automated it.
Okay, so what do we got next?
So what we're going to do is we're going to actually create the session.
Right.
And you can see here we went now to a cutover ready state.
Okay.
So we started building the plumbing for you on your behalf. Let's take a look at what that looks like.
Okay.
You can see here now, right, that now we've created the RDF group on your behalf, okay? We've actually transferred the ID from the VMAX device over to the VMAX 3, and we've presented that device up to the host. You've started the session, you're ready to go.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So all right, so what else do we got? So let's.
Okay, so let's run one of these, right?
Okay.
So let's actually go in.
Right.
We actually select the storage group again.
Yep.
And say cut over.
Right.
And this is actually going to start the migration process for us.
So now it's sucking the data from the old machine to the new machine.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And now we've got that going on. And then what's next?
Right.
This is what's happening.
Next, at the very end, after we've migrated the data from RDF,
right.
What we're going to do is go over, and you can see here what we've done to make sure the IOs go across the VMAX 3. We've making the devices in the VMAX not ready.
So I believe you on this just by the technical depth of this slide. I'm assuming that you can make it work, right?
Yep.
So now, where do we have here?
Okay. So at the end of the migration, you have a go, no-go type of scenario, right? Where if you're happy with this, what you want to do is just say, okay, I'm going to commit.
So we'll have go,
commit it.
right? Submit it. Basically done. So that's it.
That's
the data
it.
was just migrated. So John, where can we go and get some more information about this?
So we had a couple of sessions here at EMC World this week, and we're actually going to start putting stuff out online.
Okay, cool. So if we want to get some more information, we'll put some stuff out there. People can go to emc.com. You can also do a Google search. That's usually a good place to find these sort of things.
You know me, it's usually out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, John, thanks a lot. This was really great. Thanks for coming and joining us here at the Geek
Thank you very much,
Pit.
Scott.
Awesome.
Great talking to you,
And we're going to go back to break, and we'll be back.